Morning guys, Craig's back. The first week of my weight loss program is over, and I have a huge apology to make at first. The old scales that I was using weren't the best I had, probably nearly as old as me, so they were telling me that I was 96 kilos. So I went out and bought a brand new set of scales, digital ones, and had another weigh in, and I was in fact just a fraction over 90 kilos. So I've already lost 6 kilos. No. Anyway, the start of the week I was 90, not 96, which was, that was a good surprise anyway. And I've just weighed myself, and I've lost 1.1 kilograms this week alone, which is a real good sign that I'm on the right track. I can now adjust my meals and my fluid intakes and stuff even more, because even though I'm hungry at times, I'm sure I can do better than that. I'll just give you a bit of an idea of what I did. What I used to do was I'd sit here at the computer for up to 12 hours a day. I do research, genealogy, I do research for a couple of military sites that I'm involved in, and so I sit here a long time. And the problem with that is I'd still have my normal meals. I'd get up and have my brekkie and have lunch and have tea, but because you're sitting down all the time, I'm drinking coffee and snacking, biscuits and chocolates and stuff like that. That's what I used to do. But I changed all that. I decided I wouldn't do that. I'd get some exercise in. I'd do some exercise instead of sitting here, and I would have only 3 meals a day, 3 proper meals a day, and I would cut out all sugar in my meals, pretty well all dairy. So I'm having black coffee and 2 slices of wholemeal bread in the morning. They're toasted, and that's all I'll have. And then for lunch, I've been down to the supermarket. I just grabbed something and show you what I've been doing. I went down and, I don't know if you can see that, Weight Watchers meals. You can buy them in the supermarket, I found, and they're $4 a meal. So I've stocked my fridge up with different ones. There's one there, that's the tuna one. There's a, you can read it, risotto, pumpkin and risotto. And they have a 3.5 star rating from Weight Watchers. $4 a meal. They're really good. What I've found I've had to do though, because I've eaten so much before and eaten a lot of rubbish, I have to supplement them at the moment. I'm eating with them. I'll have some boiled potatoes or cabbage, spinach, sweet corn. I just have that, just a bit of extra. Now, I don't allow myself morning tea or afternoon tea, because I'll have the same sort of meal for tea. And as I said before, no milk in my coffee or my tea, no salt. So I've cut out all that. And the only thing that I've supplemented, because there are quite a few hunger pains at the moment, because I've reduced my intake so much, that I've bought myself a batch of all sorts of fruits, bananas, oranges, grapes, avocado, and if I get hungry, I'll just go and grab an apple or an orange or a banana, and just to settle the stomach a bit, and it's working really well. The other thing I've changed is I get up in the morning before I have breakfast. I've had to get up a bit early, a bit hard this morning. It was -2 degrees out there, but I go for a 5-kilometre brisk walk, and you're rugged up because it's freezing out there, and I managed to break into a pretty good sweat. If you know the town that I live in, Mildura, you'll know that it's a great place to go for walks. So I'll get back here, and I'm quite exhausted at the moment. I'm sure that'll get better as I get fitter. Fortunately, I don't smoke, so I don't have a problem with the lungs. I gave that up in 1989, so I've saved about $250,000 since then. Don't know where it is though. But anyway, I'll do that and I'll come back and then I'll do some sit-ups. At the moment I'm only managing to get to 15 is my best, but that'll get better. That's to firm up the stomach muscles as I anticipate I'll lose it. And I've noticed something else while I'm chatting to you. I wouldn't mind getting rid of that either. Anyway, that's what I've done. I've changed my whole eating pattern. A lot more fluids, absolutely no soft drinks, which I used to have maybe a couple of bottles of Coke or Pepsi or soft drinks per day. I don't have any more flavoured milks, iced coffee, anything like that. Just water, that's all I'm drinking, water, tea or coffee, but I only have 1 cup of coffee per day and 1 cup of tea, correction, 2 cups of teas a day, because I'm having a cup of chamomile or jasmine tea in the evening before I go to bed. Chamomile tends to settle you down a bit. But anyway, that's the reason I believe I've lost the weight. And I found that pretty easy to do. So I'm sure I can adjust it even more. I mean, that's a massive amount to lose in a week. I didn't expect to lose a kilo. I would have been happy with 700-800 grams. But if I can lose that in a week, that's going to get me to my target of losing, getting down to 80 kilos, at least 80 kilos, really quickly. I have another really strong incentive for losing weight. You see the cap that I have there, that reads the Rats of Tobruk Association. I'll explain that too if you wish, but my dad was a Rat of Tobruk. They were the soldiers, Australian soldiers and Allied soldiers that fought the siege of Tobruk in 1941, World War II. That siege went from April to December, that they were under fire from the Germans all that time. And after the war, my dad's cousin started a Rats of Tobruk Association here in Mildura, and Dad was a member of that. And that was one of the proudest days of his life every year, 25th of April, when they would march. That was the day that Australia is set aside to remember those soldiers, sailors and airmen, men and women, that went to war to defend this country. Now, Dad had a jacket that he wore only once a year, and it was on that day. And my aim is to make sure I can get into that jacket, because, you know, I'll just show you a couple of examples of jackets. This is the one that I wear to march on Anzac Day. That's Dad's medals there, World War II medals, and the T, sorry about the T represents the Rat of Tobruk. The medals at the bottom are my mum's World War II medals, and the ones at the top are my grandfather's World War I and World War II medals. But Dad used to wear these medals. His dad never went to wear. On the 25th of April, every year, his proudest day. But he had his medals on this jacket. So there's the emblem, the Rats of Tobruk Association of Victoria. I'm sorry about this sunlight. Someone may be able to enlighten me on how to stop all that. But this is Dad's jacket. I can't get into it. I'm too big. But I am actually quite a similar stature to my dad was. He passed away quite some time ago. So I'm going to, wanting to wear that with all those medals on it. That's my main aim, and that I'm sure Dad would be proud. He'd be looking down and he'd say, well, you know, that's just so fantastic. So I want you to continue to help me along here with my program. I'm getting some great comments, mainly from family, and some shares. But please, if you like the video and you want it to, you want other people to see it, give them a bit of encouragement, do so. I'm burping a bit here, it's all this new food. Also a lot of flatulation going on too, and dare I say it, pointing Percy at the Porsche lane. That's all because of the extra fluids I'm putting in, and all this other, you know, the veggies that I'm eating that I never ate before. But anyway, yeah, please like it if you like it. Of course, if you don't like it, if you got any suggestions for me, put them in the comments on the YouTube clip, and please pass it on. I got 69 views with the first video. Don't forget, go back to the first video if you want to understand fully what's been going on here. But just get along there and have a look, guys. I love you all. Bye now.